The money left his account every month for 20 years. He believed it kept his parents alive and safe. He sacrificed comfort, sleep, and dreams without hesitation. Then one quiet afternoon, a bank clerk revealed a truth that froze the air around him. His parents had been dead for nearly a decade. Every letter he treasured was a lie written by the same hand. Every dollar had gone somewhere he never imagined. The brother he trusted had built a life on deception, but the shock was only beginning, because the family secret waiting for him was far darker than stolen money. The wire transfer receipt trembled in Daniel's hand. The paper felt thinner than usual, as if the truth had already drained its weight. Rain tapped against the bank's tall windows. Each drop slid downward like a slow warning. For 20 years, he had sent money home every single month, never late, never questioned. The clerk cleared her throat softly. "Sir, are you certain this is the correct account number?" Daniel nodded. He could have written it from memory, even in complete darkness. It was the same account his older brother Marcus had given him when Daniel first left the village, back when his mother was sick. Back when his father could barely walk, back when guilt tasted like rust in his mouth. The fluorescent lights hummed overhead, too loud, too sharp. The clerk turned the monitor slightly toward him. Her eyes held a strange hesitation. This account was closed 8 years ago. Daniel blinked once, then again. The words refused to settle inside his mind. "That is not possible," he said. His voice sounded distant, as if someone else had spoken. "I sent money last month." She swallowed. "You sent it, yes, but it was redirected." Redirected. The words struck his chest like a falling beam. Redirected to where? Her fingers moved across the keyboard. The tapping echoed in the quiet office. Daniel noticed the smell of printer ink, sharp and chemical. It made his stomach tighten. The clerk turned the screen fully toward him. A different name filled the ownership line. Marcus Hale, his brother. Daniel felt warmth drain from his face. "Expluz." "No," he whispered. "That is the man who manages the family finances," he added quickly, almost pleading with the air itself. The clerk did not respond. She only watched him with careful sympathy. "When was the last time you spoke with your parents?" she asked gently. Daniel opened his mouth, closed it, counted backward through birthdays he had missed, through holidays spent working double shifts, through promises to visit next year. "I call Marcus," he finally said. "He says they are resting. He says traveling would exhaust them." The clerk's silence stretched. "Too long." "Sir," she said slowly, "public records show your parents passed away 9 years ago." The world tilted. The floor seemed to soften beneath his shoes. The hum of the lights grew louder. A high ringing filled his ears. "That is incorrect," Daniel said, but the words came out thin. He gripped the counter. He gripped the counter. Cold marble pressed against his palms. "I received letters." He remembered the careful handwriting, the uneven loops his mother always made, the faint scent of lavender when he opened each envelope. The clerk typed again. "There is no mailing address connected to them after that date." Daniel's breath shortened. The bank suddenly felt too small, too airless. He stumbled outside without recalling the walk to the door. Rain struck his face immediately, icy, needling. Cars hissed past on wet pavement. His reflection stared back from a dark window, older than he felt inside. His phone slipped from numb fingers twice before he managed to dial Marcus. The call rang longer than usual. Each tone scraped across his nerves. At last, Marcus answered. His voice sounded warm, relaxed, almost cheerful. "Daniel, I was just thinking about you." Daniel tasted metal at the back of his throat. "When did Mother die?" Silence exploded on the line. Exploded on the line. A car horn blared somewhere nearby. Marcus exhaled slowly. "I hoped you would never find out this way." Cold spread through Daniel's chest. "So it is true." Another pause. Rainwater slid down the back of his collar. "Yes," Marcus admitted. "She passed peacefully. And father, 6 months later." Daniel shut his eyes. The city noise faded. All he heard was his own heartbeat. Heavy, unsteady. "You buried them without telling me. You were building a life," Marcus said quickly. "You had that new job. You sounded happy. I did not want grief to drag you back." Daniel's hand tightened around the phone. "Then why continue the lie?" Marcus inhaled, a long, shaking breath. At first, it felt easier. Then the farm struggled. Debt grew. "I told myself the money helped preserve what father built." Daniel pictured the cracked wooden porch, the apple tree they climbed as children, the small kitchen where their mother hummed while cooking. "You forged her letters," Daniel said. The realization sliced deeper than the deaths themselves. Marcus did not deny it. "I practiced her handwriting for months." The confession hollowed something inside Daniel. Rain soaked his sleeves completely now. People rushed past with umbrellas, unaware that his world had just collapsed. How much? Daniel asked. Marcus hesitated again. Enough to survive. That is not an amount. Enough to live very comfortably, Marcus whispered. Daniel leaned against the brick wall. Its roughness scraped his shoulder through the wet fabric. You stole 20 years of my life, he said. I worked nights. I skipped meals. I lived in one room so they could be safe. His voice cracked, a sound he barely recognized. Marcus began to speak, but Daniel ended the call. The screen went dark. For a moment, he saw only his reflection again, a stranger with rain streaming down his face like tears he refused to shed. A memory surfaced suddenly. 8 years ago. Marcus had insisted Daniel should not visit that winter. The roads are dangerous, he had said. Daniel slid down the wall until he sat on the wet pavement. The cold seeped through his trousers. He welcomed it. Pain felt grounding, real. His phone vibrated again. A message from Marcus. There is something else you need to know. Daniel stared at the words. His pulse quickened. Thunder rolled across the sky. He opened the message slowly. The farmhouse burned down 3 years ago. Insurance covered far more than its value. I never told you because the money was already coming. Daniel's breath caught. The house was gone. Every photograph, every carved mark on the doorframe tracking their childhood heights. Ash. All of it ash. Another message appeared immediately after. Someone has been asking about you here. A woman. She claims mother gave birth to a daughter before you left. Daniel froze. Rain fell harder. A sister. Impossible. Mother would have told him, unless Marcus had hidden that too. His phone rang again. An unfamiliar number glowed on the screen. He answered without thinking. A soft female voice spoke. Daniel Hale. Yes, my name is Clara. I believe we share the same mother. The air vanished from his lungs. You are lying. I wish I was, she replied quietly. She tried to reach you before she died. Marcus told her you had changed your number. Daniel's vision blurred. Streetlights smeared into long streaks of gold. I have proof, Clara continued. And something else. What? A brief hesitation. Then she said, the fire that destroyed the farmhouse was not an accident. Thunder cracked directly overhead. Daniel gripped the phone harder. Who said it? Her answer came in a trembling whisper. Marcus. Daniel looked up into the storm, heart pounding, as Clara added, and he is telling everyone you are the one who paid him to do it. Daniel stood motionless as the storm roared above him. The truth crashed through his mind louder than the thunder. His brother had not only stolen his money, he had stolen his past. Every memory now felt poisoned by betrayal, yet the most terrifying part was still unfolding. If Marcus had burned the farmhouse and blamed Daniel, then this was never about survival. It was about erasing evidence. And now a hidden sister had stepped out of the shadows with answers that could destroy everything. Daniel slowly realized that the life he thought he supported never existed at all. As lightning split the sky, one question burned inside him. What else had Marcus buried that was about to rise?